For the white label marketing and SEO agencies that are working on positioning their clients on Google Maps, I have an update that I'm sure you guys are going to love because it's going to make your work easier, because it will help you retain your clients longer and also will help you get a better results much faster. I'm always about those two topics. How do you retain clients longer? By getting them better results and faster. So the topic of today is why it's SEO not getting me results. If you are a marketing agency or an SEO agency and you work with this type of clients that are home service businesses, um, they see SEO very similar to ads. They're used to ads where you invest a certain amount of money and you get something in return right away. So SEO doesn't work that way. SEO, you must explain to them that it's a compound effect that starts growing and getting better and providing better results and better quality as you make progress with your campaign. That doesn't change the fact that you still have to report and be able to prove to that client that you are getting them results. So how do you do this? When client is telling you, hey, Mr. SEO agency, I'm not getting any results. Number one, what do we do here at Map Ranking? First, we use Go High Level, and even though it's a pain in the butt to go ahead and create a tracking number and do an A2P verification, we do it for all of our clients. Why? Because the ultimate goal of SEO is to get the client more calls, and ultimately they're going to be judging you for how many calls they get at the end of the month. So how would you know if you're not able to track those calls? So we create the tracking numbers to Go High Level. We install that tracking number in the Google Business Profile, and we start monitoring the number of calls. Because if the client says at the end of the month, I didn't get any results, how do you know if you don't have a record? But also another complaint that they have very often is the calls were spam calls, which very often they are. But always, even if they're getting spam calls, they're always getting some good quality calls as well. You should go again and use this tracking number with call recording that I'm referring to. You can get it from Go High Level. And if you're doing a good job, you go through those calls at the end of the month, maybe even before you get into a meeting with a client, and you start listening to them so that you can get an idea for how much new business you got this client, right? You could say, Mr. Client, yes, I agree. 95%, maybe 97% of the calls that we received, I can see right here, there were spam. There were people trying to sell you whatever. But also I could see 7 calls right here that were good quality. What happened with this ones? And client will say, you know what? I did sell that client and I sold it for 20 grand. Oh, great. So I just charge you $1,500 for SEO services. And this one call you sold for 20 grand. So we're on a good path right here. Let's continue moving in that direction. Call tracking, call recording, very important. Second topic of today. For you to retain clients longer, you need to provide good quality results. And those results can also be measured in the form of ranking improvements. We have something called a local rank tracker. If you haven't used it yet, I encourage you to quickly go and sign up for a free trial at Map Ranking. I'm going to demonstrate how to do that. And click right here where it says local SEO software. The local SEO software is a dashboard where you're going to have access to the rank tracker. You're going to have access to the map check-ins, to the GVP rank booster to boost Google Map rankings for your clients and business listings. Click where it says dashboard login. And if you have used Bright Local, if you have used Local Falcon, if you use any of those other run trackers, same thing. You can use our local run tracker. It operates in a very similar way. However, it will be nice for you as an SEO company to have everything concentrated in one dashboard. You can use our dashboard to do white label reporting, but you also can use our dashboard to do the map checking, the CTR booster, and everything in one place, as opposed to having to piecemeal different pieces of the pie from different places. So you're going to find that makes your work easier. Regardless of the fact that you need to be able to go into a client and say, okay, so Mr. Client, Mr. Denver Concrete Company, let's go ahead and look at your rankings. This will be a tool that will definitely help you big time to be able to retain a client, because you need to show clients over time how the rankings are improving, right? Say we're looking at the keyword stamped concrete, and these are the current rankings right now on April 8th, but they're ranking number 4 on this area. You will need to be able to make sense of this information also in a monthly meeting, so that the client gets an idea for what is it that you're trying to do. Keep in mind, these contractors, plumbers, HVAC, electricians, roofing companies, they do not know SEO. Even if they say they do, they don't. And they don't care either. And they shouldn't. They have a business to run. So you are here to educate them and to make them understand in as simple words as you can that you're doing the job that they need to get more quality calls. Because ultimately, again, that is the goal. You could use this tool to help them understand how that's making progress, because you're going to be able to see every time you run a new scan how much progress you had made compared to the previous one. You're also going to be able to use it to help them understand how their competitors are doing. For example, Denver Stamp Concrete, right here, the number 1 competitor for that keyword in specific. If you click on it, you're going to get a new map, and you're going to be able to see how your client is positioned in comparison to that other person for that particular keyword. And you can even do here a comparison. Go ahead and click compare, and we're going to get the two people side by side, your client and the competitor for that specific keyword. Say, Mr. Client, this is our current ranking for Denver Stamp Concrete, and here is your competitor, so this is the direction we're going. You need to provide this level of clarity to your clients to be able to retain those clients longer, and to help them understand the type of work you're doing. Because one of the biggest complaints, and I know this because I have been doing a local SEO for almost 15 years, one of the biggest complaints that business owners have is that they have no idea. I have no idea what my SEO person is doing. How many times have you guys heard that phrase? I have no idea what you're doing. I have no idea what you have been doing. I don't know if what you're doing is good for me. Well, if you don't take the time and use tools like this to explain it to client, um, then of course they have no idea. So transparency is key. Please use it every single time you can, because you need to build rapport, you need to build trust, and you need to gain some time to be able to provide results. Let me move on to the second point. Um, Geolocation pages. A very big topic on local SEO is building geolocation pages, right? This client or this company, Denver Stamp Concrete, who is in Denver, if they were my client, um, very, very often they will say, hey, I want to have a page on my website called Aurora Concrete Company. I want to have a page on my website called Laywood Concrete Company or Laywood Concrete Repair. And I want to have another page called Berkeley Concrete Repair Company. And that is a good practice. And used to be better in the past. And I explain why. Google doesn't necessarily want you to spam the internet with a website for concrete repair where you had multiple pages for every one of those cities. There is a better way of doing this nowadays. You do want to have a page for every one of those services. And in those pages, you want to list the cities, areas, neighborhoods where you service, right? As opposed to creating 100 pages for every single city. Please stop doing that. It's very old school. The way the algorithm has shifted in 2026 when it comes to local SEO is that the website is one of the most important entities for a business. And as an entity, you want to have what is called topical authority. Topical authority means your website is the best source that Google has to understand all of the different services and topics for which you or the client is an expert. Use the website that way. Don't use it to spam it with 100 different cities and married to 100 different services. Now, there is something you should be doing. And I'll go back to my example. So this client of ours, exactly Denver Concrete Company, I'll go ahead and look at their website. When you go into their profile and you check out the website, They are using a tool that we built. It's called Map Check-ins. And let me go back into Map Ranking. One of the tools that you get in the dashboard is called Map Check-ins. Map Check-ins, it's an app that is completely white label as well. You as an SEO agency can install it for all of your local business owners that you work with, and it will help them very quickly to expand into multiple service areas. Wherever you start doing with a map check-in, the concept is that they get an app where they drop pins on multiple places on Google Maps, and they drop a pin with pictures of the work that they have done in those locations and an SEO established description. So that will create multiple, it will be a trickle effect when multiple things will start happening. And I'll show you right now. In the case of this company, for example, let me go ahead and look for the profile. So here's the profile. The app will start adding those pictures to the profile, adding images. You see how they have 181 images. Adding images to the profiles, one of the most strongest signals that you can send to Google Maps to say that this business is active and it's actually, and the image can be interpreted by Google's large language models, and they understand what is in that image, and it will help you rank for keywords related to that image. Let me go back to, it will also add updates to your Google Business Profile using those images that you use in the app. On top of that, the app will go onto social media. If the profile is linked to Facebook and Instagram, that information will be repackaged and repurposed inside of Facebook and Instagram. And guess what? Social media is a strong signal also that complements the idea of what a business is good for. So Google will read that information, and that will reinforce the fact that that company should have good rankings in that specific area where they dropped a pin on Google Maps. Now, the final point, and very, very important one, is this one. When you go to the client's website and you go to this tab that we created for them called Map Check-ins, you can see those mapping placements that they have been doing on multiple locations. And you can click on any one of them and see examples of those the work that they have been doing. It doesn't end there, because this is nice. You also want a client to be able to say, hey, I'm going to be updating your website automatically, and your website will be updated with examples of your work that are going to be helping you create fresh content inside of your website, which at the same time will position you better for SEO. On top of that, there is something called Schema. So I invite you to go to a tool called schema.org. This belongs to Google, and go to what it says validate. And we're going to run a validation of that page where we're doing the map check-ins for this client. And you're going to see something called service right here. Each one of these different services that you see are check-ins the client has been doing using the app. So the app will update the website coding automatically. It will add new code or structured data or a schema to the backend of the website. What that code will do, which I'm going to show you in a second, is will fire up your SEO and your rankings in those specific locations where you're doing the check-ins. When you go into the code, it looks something like this. Service type. This is a service that I perform, Mr. Google, and the service is called Concrete Contractor in Littleton. We did a driveway extension prep in Littleton, Colorado. Here's the typical driveway preparation, and all of this on the app. It's an integration with AI. The AI will write the description for you. Then we submit the name of the company, the contact information from the company, because name, address, phone number, it's important. Every time the company does an update or any check-in or anything in general, we want to be very clear what is the company that's doing this. Geo coordinates where the job was performed. You can list an address, or you can leave it blank, or just leave a zip code or a fake address. But it's very important that you drop that pin on multiple locations where you want to be ranking. Then URL for the image, and also an out or caption description for that image, also with SEO optimized keywords. As you start moving on with the check-ins and using the app, and you start doing this next one called Concrete Contractor Inglewood. The next one was Concrete Contractor in Federal Heights. And they continue doing this throughout the months. This is, again, going to be firing up their SEO in those specific locations. And it's going to help them improve rankings in those geo-targeted points where we want to be improving our rankings. So that's why I was saying earlier, if you are one of your clients is asking of you, hey, please create hundreds of different city pages or geo pages on my website, what I would do, or what we do here at Map Ranking, is that we identify the top cities, the main ones, the ones where we really, really have to have those pages created. But we do not go and start creating tons and tons of pages for every single little neighborhood, because we know that is not necessary, it does not work, and we have built a much better approach that will add this coding on the back end of the website that will position the website and the Google Business Profile in all of those neighborhoods. So message me, leave us a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Map Ranking. And I invite you, please give it a try. Try our dashboard, try our local rank tracker, try our map check-ins app, and try our local engagement booster. All of that together will make you look like a hero. You really will be able to sell hundreds of SEO clients without having to move a finger when it comes to fulfillment, because everything will happen behind the scenes, and we'll be here to support you with the rest, right? With all the technical work, with anything that needs to be implemented on the website, we can handle that part for you. You could be the hero of your agency and make money while having somebody like Map Ranking do the boring, tedious work of actually making this project move forward and rank.